Alright, so what you're looking at right now is the front of my 2014 Audi A4, which is my new project car, if you want to call it that. As you can see, I've already started off with an RS4 front grille with the black emblems. I've also painted the S-Line fog grille surround gloss black. I've dropped it on coilovers, but in today's video, being that this is my new project car and I'm going to be starting to modify everything I can about it that I like, we're going to be installing an S4 diffuser on the back of my A4. So I'm going to flip the car around and I'm going to walk through everything you'll need to do this conversion. Alright, and now you can see the back of my standard Audi A4. And for those of you who are familiar with these cars will recognize that mine indeed has the S-Line factory fitted option for the rear diffuser. So if you have an S-Line like mine, you'll most likely be struggling, like I did, to find diffusers that fit. Now I'll make that a lot easier by telling you the S-Line fits the same as the S4 diffusers. So if you search for aftermarket diffusers for an Audi S4, you'll actually find the diffusers that will fit your A4 S-Line. Whereas for the regular A4s, there's just a lot of aftermarket options. So as you can see, I fitted a boot lip spoiler. I want to make the back of the car a bit more aggressive, and what better way to do it than delete the tiny exhaust tips and the boring factory fitted S-Line diffuser and replace it with the standard S4 diffuser with much more aggressive dual 3.5 inch tips on both sides. So I'll go through everything you'll need for this conversion and show you how I'm doing the entire thing as I go. Alright, so what you can see on the ground right now is everything you're going to need for this install, and I'll go through it all really quickly. So there we have my replica S4 rear diffuser. Now I'm going to link everything in the description. I am from Australia, so all of these parts are Australian. That is an S4 diffuser from Mars Performance designed to fit the Audi A4 S-Line. On the left and right, you can see dual 3.5 inch exhaust tips, which I will be taking the car to an exhaust shop to have these welded on, as well as custom stainless piping made to fit the conversion. As well as that, I also have exhaust hangers. Now you'll need an exhaust hanger for the right side. I figured if I'm going to get one brand new exhaust hanger, I might as well get two and replace both of them. That way they'll sag at the same rate, and if I need to replace them, I know where to get them from. I bought these aftermarket. They're a non-genuine part, these hangers. The genuine part was going to cost me about 150 Australian dollars just for the one, and I paid $28 for the pair of these, and they are supposed to fit like factory. I can't imagine anything will go too wrong with that, so I'm going to go for these fitted options. And the last thing, which you do technically need, I'm not going to do it, is a heat shield for the right side. But I plan to delete the mufflers and run no rear muffler, because from every video I've watched online, the factory rear muffler doesn't actually do much in terms of noise, so getting rid of it isn't going to make the car offensively loud. I think with just 2.5 inch stainless pipe with no muffler, it's not going to generate enough heat to heat up the inside of the cabin or start any sort of fire. It's usually the mufflers that build up the heat. So I don't think that's going to be necessary in this application. If I need to, I will get some universal heat shield and stick that to where the muffler goes. What I'll show you now is removing the factory A4 S-Line rear diffuser. Okay, so here's the underside of the factory diffuser, and there's 1, 2, 3 T25 screws that need to be removed, and those are the only fasteners holding this diffuser on. The rest of it are just clips that we can remove. So T25 screw, I'm going to remove all 3 of those and show you the rest. So here we have the 3 screws removed, and like I said, these are the only fasteners holding it on, so the rest of it is just clips that we can unclip on the diffuser. It is so simple to remove. So I've actually just pulled mine lightly from the left side, and as you can see, the whole diffuser has come off really quite easily, purely due to the fact that it's sticking right here. But I have had this off before because I have test fitted my S4 diffuser. So I'm going to remove this all the way off and then show you fitting the S4 diffuser. So as you can see, there's the stock diffuser removed. Also, what I'll show you right here is this plastic cover which holds in a cover for where the right side muffler should be. I assume this is to improve aerodynamics or something like that. Regardless, there's a few bolts that hold this on. From memory, it's 2 10mm plastic ones on that go up into the spare wheel well. And then on the back here, accessible from the rear right wheel guard. Behind the guard itself though, you can get a really long extension and a 10mm bolt, and you'll be able to remove the 3rd screw that holds that on. I should be able to show this, but if I can't, there it is. You can hear I'm puffing. I probably should have filmed that. but I just pushed the S4 diffuser on. And as you can see, look at the finish. It is absolutely perfect the whole way around. There's no gaps, absolutely nothing. Everything lines up absolutely perfectly. Now I will say some of these clips took a lot of force, especially along here, to push in place. I'm actually glad that it's like that, because that means that the clips are definitely pushed in all the way and definitely aren't going to come off easily. From looks, maybe I need to push this section in a little further too, but I'm running out of breath. I did use a lot of effort to push that on then. So obviously right now my camera's struggling to focus. That right exhaust tip isn't bolted up, but this definitely gives you an indication of why you spend the extra money for the S4 diffuser and the quad tips. Once that's got its quad tips on there and the car's even lower than it is now, this is going to look absolutely amazing from the back. It's gonna look super, super aggressive. I've still got to bolt the bottom of the diffuser in. You can see it's hanging a little bit low. And then I've got to remove that exhaust plastic housing area and install the new hanger on both sides. So I'll show you all that stuff now. Of course, I'll also link all the part numbers for all this stuff down below, for all the genuine bits such as the exhaust hangers and the heat shield. All right, so the diffuser is now bolted on and the 3 T25 screws underneath are back on. They went on absolutely perfectly. The only thing I can see is this part here of the diffuser right there is bent down a little bit. I'm assuming that's probably from the shipping. I'll jack that up with a jack and just let it bend its sort of self back. Maybe, hopefully that works, who knows. But what I have right beside you here is a 10mm socket on a ratchet with a lot of extensions. And what I'm going to do is use this to remove the screws. So there's two just underneath here, which I'll remove now. And then there's another one which is accessible from the wheel well, which is why you need these two. So I'll remove these plastic nuts now. So you can literally just loosen these off and then do the rest of it by hand. Like I'm literally using my fingers right now. As you can see, this is a lot looser already. And there it is. So these are what holds it on. Tiny little plastic nut. Super simple to take off. The other one is going to require me to get under the car. And there you go. There is the other one. And as you can see, this will now flop around a bit more, but it's still being held on. So I'm going to tuck this up behind the diffuser and we'll go in through the wheel guard or wheel well and get the third and final bolt that fastens this thing on. So this may not be the most flattering angle I've ever captured, but I'll give it a crack. We'll see how we go. So needs to go up and underneath. And now I'm going to pull the guard liner back and put the socket on. Got it there. There we go. And there's the plastic bit. Pull that out. Here's our third and final bolt or nut, even though they're plastic. And then what you can see here is the shape. So this is how it sits in the car, just like this. And then we've got right here is the two bolts that hold it on, and then this third and final one is all the way up here. And I've cut my arm, but that's just what happens. And there you go. This is the plastic muffler cover removed. All right, so now we've got that plastic removed. We're on to one of the last steps, installing an exhaust hanger on the right side. And I'm going to replace the factory one on the left side as well, just so they're all fresh rubber. But one thing I noticed when I received these today is that this hole here doesn't go all the way through. Normally the metal hanger goes the entire way through and sticks out the other end. So what I'm going to do is just drill the hole out so that metal can go through. I will also show you, in case I forget to link it in the video description, there is the model number. I don't know how these have an Audi logo on them. I literally paid a third of the price for the pair. I'm 99% sure these are China copies. I'll link you below the ones that I bought. I've also just realized that there is no way I'm going to be able to remove the factory one with the diffuser on now, so I think that's going to have to be a job for the exhaust shop whilst they cut the exhaust, the rear muffler off. Okay, so I stand corrected. I thought I was going to have to drill this hole out, but as we can see by this one, these are actually just really thin plastic. So if I poke this into the back of the hole and come from the front, it just pushes straight through. So that's good, that saves a bit of hassle. Now the hangers work as intended. So we'll bolt one of these up to the car. All right, so I've just searched for a solid 10 minutes and couldn't find a single bolt to fasten the hanger on. So I've removed the bolt here, which is, I just dropped it. I've just removed the bolt here, which is from the left side exhaust hanger. And I'm now gonna go down to the parts store and try and find a bolt with the same thread as this. I literally have thousands of bolts at home and not one has the same thread as this. So this is the one from the left side muffler, and we're gonna go take this down and find a matching bolt. All right, so I've now gone and got that bolt and it's attached. I have both hangers held up there, although the one on the left is still the original one. When the exhaust muffler gets chopped out tomorrow, hopefully, or the day after, I will get them to replace that with a new hanger, so both hangers are brand new. And yeah, that's going to be the next step, is going to be taking it to an exhaust shop and getting them to fab up the rear section. It's just basically going to be rear axle back with a rear muffler delete. The rear muffler apparently doesn't do much, so it shouldn't be all that much louder than it is now. It's only got the first resonator delete right now, and apparently everything, all muffling pretty much comes from the center resonator. So keen to see the difference. I'm really excited to get these tips on, and yeah, that's coming soon. So that's basically, so far, we've put the hangers up, we've taken the taken the muffler cover out, we have put the S4 diffuser on, and then all we got to do is get that exhaust done. The only other thing as well that may happen down the road is I may get the heat shield, but who knows. As you can see right there too, I have the jack holding up that right side there, trying to bend some of that plastic back where it's bent down a little in the transport of the S4 diffuser. So anyway, there we go. We are basically just ready to take it to the exhaust shop. All right, and there we have it. The tips are welded onto the back of the A4. And as we can see, it gives the rear of the car a far more aggressive look. So we've now deleted the rear muffler, replaced the whole thing with 2.5-inch stainless straight pipe. And because I've removed the first resonator, it sounds good on the outside, but it drones like crazy on the inside. So I'm gonna have to put another resonator back in down towards the cat, but that'll be coming in the near future. But for now, it looks super, super aggressive from the back. I'm so much happier with how that looks. And yeah, that's been converting the A4 to an S4 rear end, or that sort of aggressive look. Of course, I'm not gonna put S4 badges on it because that's just up badging, and I'm definitely not about that. But I do think this gives it an OEM plus look with the S4 style diffuser and the quad tips. There's nothing ricey about this, and I plan to make it quieter, probably only slightly louder than it would have come from factory. So there we have it. That is the A4 to S4 conversion for the rear diffuser and exhaust, that is. There we have it. If you guys have learned how to do this or have enjoyed this video, let me know by chucking a like on the video or commenting down below. With that being said though, subscribe to my channel for more content on this A4, where it's planning to go lower with bigger wheels and wider wheels, and a bunch of other things coming in the near future, hopefully. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in my next A4 video, and I hope you enjoyed this one.